Hey everyone, Deron here, and I'm here with Vanessa. Vanessa did a session with me back in August of 2023, and it's currently March 18th, 2025. So, what I want to do is just ask her a couple of questions about her experience working with me and what types of results that she has achieved thus far. So, Vanessa, first thing I want to know is just like, how was your experience working with me during your session?
During our first session, everything was just as I expected. I expected us to get into a good, healthy conversation about things I was struggling with and just things that I was hoping you could give me insight on just how to look at it from a different perspective. And that's exactly what we did. I remember kind of thinking I was going to have that conversation sitting in one place. And I remember I ended up walking around the entire neighborhood while you and I were on the phone, just having aha moment after aha moment, and you gave me so many different quotes, so many different questions that really made me look at life just a little bit differently and challenged me on a lot of my perspectives that, if anything, I left out of that session feeling empowered and feeling like I heard what I needed to hear to go about my life in a different way from that point forward. And it's carried me through maybe what is this, the last 15 months, 12, 15 months since we've
Hmm.
spoken. So
Yeah,
it definitely was worth every bit of that conversation because it shifted how I looked at myself. And that ended up changing how I operated my everyday life.
nice. Now, what was the problem that you presented to me that you wanted to work on?
Ooh, it was a good chunk ago, but if I remember correctly, I was feeling like it wasn't possible to see myself as someone who could earn a large amount of money per month, someone who could feel comfortable with like the skills and things that I already bring to the table, and then finding value in that and feeling comfortable enough about expressing that in the middle of the world and showing that to other people and, really dedicating and saying that this is how much I'm worth. And because of our conversation, you empowered me to understand that me just being, just existing is the value. That me just being a person on this earth who is breathing is something that is worthy. And that value alone is worth being shopped around. It is worth being expressed. Just the fact that I'm able to have the experiences that I've had and be able to present it back to people is the value. It's not something where you have to work at achieving things and really go after like all of these different accolades. Just being yourself is enough. And I needed to hear that from a different perspective because it's a lot of times that's not what we're taught growing up. And it's not necessarily what we're taught in school, right? To really see that value within yourself. But to hear that from someone that I didn't know at the time that was able to pour that into me, it literally changed everything about how I operate on a daily basis because I come into the room now where I understand that me just being is more than enough. And I can that alone is going to create the environment that I actually want around myself. You actually challenged me on a lot of things that I thought were the right way to move through life. And I remember you asking me, why is that? Like constantly questioning why I had the
Hmm.
belief that I had. And even through those open lines of questions, me having to explain it out loud and not really having a basis for why I was currently believing what I was believing really changed a lot as well. So it was just a helpful session that I just feel like if I had not had it, I would not be in the positions I am today with teaching, with moving into the new roles that I have with my career, with even feeling confident enough to finish the renovation on my house and have it around some of my family members that haven't always been the most supportive over the years.
Hmm.
And so being able to step fully into those things that I love because I love them and that's just something that I wanted to do, it's changed everything the way that my life is experienced today. So, yeah.
Nice. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Now, what would you say have been the results? I know you mentioned a lot of, let's say, the internal things that have happened, but what other results have you experienced after working with me for your, because we only did one session. So what have been
Give
some results that we've done or you've received?
Well, listen, the more I got comfortable with the concept of being authentic, truly authentic, it's like the things that I always had desired just started to show up little by little by little. So if it was more money or having the capacity of earning more money, I got way more opportunities. And it almost felt like I wasn't searching for them. They were searching for me. Things were just showing up and people being like, "Hey, I've heard of you. I've want to work with you. I want to offer this to you." Versus before meeting with you where I would be, a mouse after cheese. I would hunt down an opportunity and be like, "No,
Hmm.
you should absolutely pick me. I'm the best person." Versus people seeing my value from a distance. Um, Even with going into teaching yoga classes, before I would have to over advertise and like kind of put out all of these different advertisements. Now I go in from the perspective of just giving what I have to give and teaching solely from the heart, just being and just teaching solely from the heart. Now my classes are packed out and I don't
Nice.
advertise. And so that is I feel like the universe has been constantly kind of pouring back into me. Like if I trust in myself to just be myself, then the universe will be itself and give back to me, right? And show me that interchangeable relationship. So even now I'm still operating under this mindset that you've kind of showed to me. I'm not going to say taught to me, but you kind of brought it
Hmm.
back to my perception and being like, "Hey, it was here the whole time. You can always be yourself. It's always free." And now I'm
Hmm.
going into an even bigger role now where I'm getting ready to earn more money. And I remember that is what we were hyper focused on before of why not? Why do you think that you have to be limited in anything that you're doing? You having the
Hmm.
desire in the first place means that it's in your realm to have it. So you just
Hmm.
have to align with it. So yeah, you were definitely one of those initial dominoes that started that started that mindset change for
No, I
sure.
appreciate that. No, and I mean, of course, I'm grateful to have worked with you, and I'm really happy to hear about the results that you've achieved thus far. So, next thing is, given if someone was interested in working with me, what advice would you give them?
Hmm. Well, you gonna have to put on your big girl pants and boxers and really bring your honest self to the conversation. I think you should be prepared to be honest, be real, and be authentic in a session with you because I remember how my mask was up during our initial session and how maybe during our first 15 minutes on that call that I felt like the way that you were able to approach it, you created a safe space. You created space to really uncover what the actual issue was and what I was truly trying to say, even the things that I didn't necessarily want to acknowledge. You were able to kind of
Hmm.
see through all of that and get to the root. And so I think coming into a session with you, as long as you are willing to drop what you know and come with an authentic heart, I think that you'll really get some serious value out of getting advice from you. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
That's great. Now, um, if someone, because once again, you do yoga, which is great.
Mhm.
Um, if someone wants to get a hold of you, how can they do so? Social media handles, what would they be?
Oh, listen, I am on Instagram. You will find me as natural underscore finesse on Instagram. And on TikTok, I am known as She Finesse. So I believe that finesse is a way of life. So I just feel like you should make things work best for you. So always find the tools that work best for you, whether that's working with Deron or coming to a class or just figuring out your tools for you. So come see me. I'm always in Atlanta at Stellar Power Yoga. I teach every Saturday at 12. So I hope to really expand my network. But yeah, come see me, DM me, send me a message, shoot me a message. I'd love to run and yap my mouth about everything.
Awesome.
Hmm.
Well, thank you so much, Vanessa. Now, if anyone's watching this is definitely interested in work with me, please feel free to head to my website, www.deronsing.com, and then make sure that you check out Vanessa on her handles. And if you're in the Atlanta area, come check her out at
Mhm.
Stellar Power Yoga.